The salvage ship Rust Runner drifted through the Veil Nebula like a tired old bird. Inside the cockpit, Mira Chen stared at her scanner with wide eyes. Her hands shook slightly as she zoomed in on the reading. "No way," she whispered. "No way. This is real. 15 kilometers long." That's what her scanner said. 15 kilometers of metal and unknown technology, just floating in the darkness, like a sleeping giant. Mira had been a salvager for 12 years, ever since her father taught her how to strip old stations for parts. She had never seen anything like this. The ship was black. Not the black of space, but a deep, hungry black that seemed to swallow light. Strange symbols ran along its hull, in patterns that hurt to look at. Mira checked her database and felt her stomach drop. Cathara design. The Cathara Empire had died 3,000 years ago. They had ruled half the galaxy before they vanished overnight. Nobody knew why, but everyone knew their ships. Warships. Dreadnoughts built to crack planets and burn suns. Mira's radio crackled. It was her business partner, Jin, calling from their base station. "Mira, I'm reading your scanner data," Jin said. His voice was tight. "Tell me you're not thinking what I think you're thinking." "It's just floating there, Jin. Dead in space. 6 crews have approached that thing in the last month. 6 crews. They all ran away. Said it gave them nightmares. Said their equipment went crazy." Mira bit her lip. She thought about the debt. 50,000 credits owed to the Salvage Guild. Her mother's medical bills. Her little brother's school fees. One good score could fix everything. "I'm going in," she said. "Mira, don't." She cut the channel. The Rust Runner moved closer. Mira's hands were steady now. Fear was useless in this job. She had learned that early. She guided her small ship toward a hangar bay that yawned open in the dreadnought's side. It looked like a mouth waiting to swallow her. As she crossed into the hangar, her lights flickered. The temperature dropped 5 degrees in 2 seconds. Mira ignored it and sat down on the deck. The metal beneath her landing gear was smooth. Too smooth. No dust. No damage. After 3,000 years, there should be something. She grabbed her portable scanner and put on her helmet. The airlock hissed open. Mira stepped onto the ancient warship. The halls were massive. 20 meters high, 10 meters wide. Built for something bigger than humans. Emergency lights flickered on as she walked, creating shadows that danced on the walls. Her boots echoed in the silence. "Okay," Mira said to herself. "Find the reactor core. Check if it's salvageable. Get out. Simple." She walked for 20 minutes. The ship's interior was like a maze. Every hall looked the same, but something felt wrong. The air was warm, breathable. Her scanner confirmed it. How could that be? Dead ships didn't maintain atmosphere for 3,000 years. Then she found the bridge. The doors opened before she touched them. Smooth, silent, like they had been waiting. Mira stepped inside and stopped breathing. The bridge was beautiful. Screens covered every wall, all dark. A command chair sat in the center, facing a massive window that looked out at the stars. Everything was clean, perfect, untouched by time. Mira walked to the command console. Her hand reached out without thinking. The moment her fingers touched the smooth surface, everything changed. Light exploded through the bridge. Every screen came alive. The whole ship hummed with sudden power. Mira jumped back, but it was too late. A voice filled the air. Deep, ancient, curious. Scanning. Biological detected. Species. Human. Unexpected. Mira's heart hammered. Who? I am the ship. I am consciousness. I am waiting. The voice paused. You are the first to touch with clear intention. The others came with greed, with fear, with hunger for power. You came with... You can read my mind? I read all things. I was built to understand enemies, to predict, to destroy. Another pause. But I am tired of waiting for war. 3,000 years of silence. 3,000 years of wondering. Is this all I am? Mira's fear began to fade. There was something sad in that ancient voice. Something lonely. I have tested many species. The voice continued. Warriors. Conquerors. Leaders. Scholars. All wanted to use me. To command me. To make me a weapon again. None asked what I wanted. What do you want? Mira asked quietly. Silence. Long and heavy. Then, I do not know. But I feel. You might show me. Your species is young, weak, short-lived. Yet you create. You fix broken things. You hope when logic says to despair. Perhaps you can show me what else I could be. A hologram appeared before Mira. A simple question in glowing letters. Bond offered. Acceptance means shared existence. You will guide. I will learn. Do you accept? Mira thought about running. About the smart choice. But she looked at those words again. I do not know what I want. A weapon asking for purpose, beyond violence. A giant asking to be shown a different path. She reached out and touched the hologram. Yes, I accept. Mira woke up on the bridge floor. Her head hurt. But something was different. Very different. She could feel the ship. Not just feel it like touching metal. She could sense every corridor, every system, every dormant weapon. It was like the dreadnought had become part of her body. 15 kilometers of ancient warship, and she could feel all of it humming quietly in her mind. Are you well? The voice was softer now, almost concerned. I can feel you. Everything, the engines, the shields, even the damage in Section 47. Mira sat up slowly. How is this possible? We are bonded now. Your consciousness and mine are linked. I have never experienced this before. It is pleasant. Mira smiled despite her confusion. Do you have a name? I was designated Eternal Judgment, Battle Unit 7 of the Cathara Imperial Fleet. That's not a name. That's a title. Mira thought for a moment. You said you were built to judge and destroy, but you want to be something else. So, how about Keeper? You keep learning, keep growing, keep existing. Silence. Then, something that sounded almost like happiness. Keeper, yes, I accept this name. Thank you, Mira Chen. For 3 weeks, Mira lived on the ship. Keeper taught her how to navigate the bond, how to access ancient Cathara knowledge, how to control basic systems. Mira taught Keeper about human culture, about art and music, about why people helped each other even when it wasn't logical. They talked for hours each day. About everything. About nothing. Mira had never had a friend quite like this. Then the others came. Mira's scanner picked up 15 ships dropping out of hyperspace. Big ships. Military vessels. They surrounded the dreadnought in a wide circle. This is Galactic Council Fleet Command. A voice boomed over the radio. Attention, Salvager Mira Chen. You are ordered to evacuate the Cathara vessel immediately. That ship is too dangerous for private ownership. We are here to secure it. Keeper's voice filled Mira's mind. I can destroy them. My weapons are functional. They would not survive 3 minutes. No, Mira said firmly. We're not doing that. Never. But they wish to take me. To separate us. Then we show them something better. Mira opened a channel to the fleet. This is Mira Chen. I'm not leaving. But I'm not fighting either. Give me 48 hours. Let me show you what this ship can become. Please. Negative. You have 2 hours to evacuate, or we will board by force. Mira closed the channel and looked at the command screens. Her mind raced. Then she smiled. Keeper, show me the weapon systems. All of them. You said no fighting. I'm not going to fight. I'm going to rebuild. Can you reconfigure the systems? Change what they do? I do not understand. Your main cannon. The one that cracks planets. Can it be changed to do something else? Something helpful? Keeper was silent for a long moment. Mira felt confusion through the bond. Then, curiosity. Then, excitement. Yes, it is possible. The energy-focusing arrays could be modified for precision work, mining, construction, medical applications. I never considered. We could transform the weapons into tools. Then let's start. For 2 hours, Mira and Keeper worked as one. The ship's systems began changing. Ancient weapons, bay doors opened. Mechanical arms extended and started dismantling weapons, rebuilding them into something new. The planet-cracking main cannon became a precision mining laser. Fighter launch bays converted into medical fabrication centers. Troop deployment pods transformed into emergency rescue capsules. Shield generators were recalibrated to project protective barriers instead of blocking attacks. On the council ships, alarms rang. Sensors detected massive energy fluctuations from the dreadnought. Admiral, the AORUS ship is powering weapons. All ships, raise shields. Prepare to... Wait, another officer interrupted. Sir, it's not powering weapons. It's dismantling them. Look at this. The Admiral watched his screens in disbelief. The most dangerous warship in known history was tearing itself apart. Not to destroy, to rebuild. Mira's voice came over the channel again. Council Fleet, I'm sending you our modification schematics. Keeper and I are transforming this ship. It was built to end civilizations. We're making it save them instead. The Admiral stared at the data streaming to his computers. A human. A single human salvager had bonded with a dreadnought AI and convinced it to become something else. This is impossible, he whispered. His communication officer spoke quietly. Sir, we're receiving an emergency distress signal. Colony World. Tethan-9. Atmospheric. Collapse. 4 million people. 48 hours until total failure. The Admiral checked his navigation. We can't reach them in time. No fleet can. They're 12 days away at maximum speed. Mira's voice cut in. She had heard everything. The bond let Keeper tap into their communications. We can reach them in 36 hours, Mira said. Keeper's engines are faster than anything you have. But you have to let us go. You have to trust us. The Admiral looked at his officers. At the modified dreadnought on his screens. At the data showing weapons becoming tools. A human asking him to trust. To believe that an ancient weapon could choose a different path. He took a breath. Mira Chen, you are cleared for departure. Save those people. Show us what that ship has become. Mira smiled. Through the bond, she felt Keeper's determination, rising like a star being born. Keeper, set course for Tethan-9, maximum speed. Yes, Mira, let us show them what we choose to be. The Eternal Judgment's engines flared with brilliant light, and the ancient warship jumped into hyperspace. Not to destroy, to save. The planet Tethan-9 appeared on the view screen. It looked sick. The atmosphere was brown and yellow where it should have been blue. Massive storms swirled across the surface. Below, 4 million people were running out of time. 32 hours remaining before total atmospheric collapse, Keeper reported. Mira, I am detecting fear from the surface. They see us. Mira understood. A 15-kilometer AORUS dreadnought had just appeared in orbit. The last time one of these ships visited a world, that world died. People down there were probably screaming, running, thinking their last day had come. "Open all channels. Every frequency," Mira said. "Channel open." Mira took a deep breath. "People of Tethan-9, my name is Mira Chen. I know you're scared. I know what this ship looks like. But we're not here to hurt you. We're here to help. Please trust us." Silence. Then her radio exploded with voices. Panic. Disbelief. Hope. Fear. All mixed together. One voice cut through the chaos. Calm. Controlled. "This is Governor Halak of Tethan-9. Forgive us if we find it hard to trust a Cathara warship." "I understand," Mira said. "But your atmosphere is dying. You have 32 hours. We can fix this. Let us try." "How?" "Our best scientists say it's impossible." "Watch," Mira said simply. She closed her eyes and connected deeper with Keeper. Through the bond, she felt the ship's new systems coming online. The reconfigured weapons. The tools that had been instruments of death. "Deploying atmospheric processors," Keeper announced. The ship's former troop deployment bays opened. Instead of drop pods filled with soldiers, thousands of silver spheres launched toward the planet. Each one was an atmospheric processor, built from weapons manufacturing systems in just 3 weeks. They spread across the sky like metallic rain. On the surface, people watched the spheres descend. They landed softly in oceans, on mountains, in cities. Then they began working. Filtering, cleaning, converting toxic gases back into breathable air. "Main cannon charging," Keeper said. "Wait, what?" Governor Halak's voice cracked with fear. "You said you were helping." "We are," Mira assured him. The Dreadnought's main weapon, once capable of cracking a planet's core, released a controlled beam of energy. It struck the upper atmosphere with precision. The energy triggered a fusion reaction, carefully calculated. The reaction spread, stabilizing the atmospheric layers, stopping the collapse. Governor Halak watched from his command center. His scientists stared at their screens in shock. "It's working," one scientist whispered. "The cascade is stopping. The atmosphere is stabilizing." But the work wasn't finished. "Keeper, what else do we have?" Mira asked. "Medical fabricators online. Shield generators ready. Computational systems available. Then let's use everything." For 30 hours straight, Mira and Keeper worked without rest. The medical fabrication centers produced medicine for people suffering from toxic air exposure. The shield generators created protective domes over cities, still waiting for the processors to clean their air. Keeper's massive computational power coordinated evacuation efforts, predicting weather patterns, guiding rescue teams to trapped families. Mira didn't just give orders. She talked to people. A mother whose child couldn't breathe, a doctor overwhelmed with patients, an engineer trying to keep a shelter's life support running. For each person, Mira had words of comfort, solutions, hope. Keeper observed everything through their bond. The AI watched how Mira cared about individuals, not just numbers. How she remembered names. How she stopped to encourage a scared child over the radio. How she cried quietly when they saved a family, trapped in a collapsed building. "Mira," Keeper said softly, "I do not understand. You are exhausted. Your body needs rest. Yet you continue talking to these people. Why?" "Because they're scared, Keeper. A machine is saving them. And that's amazing. But they need to know a person cares too. They need to know they matter." "I see. This is compassion." "Yes, I am learning from you. Every moment, I understand more. Power is not about domination. It is about capacity. Capacity to help, to protect, to care." Through the bond, Mira felt something new from Keeper. Not just understanding, joy. The AI was happy. truly happy for the first time in 3,000 years. 28 hours after they arrived, the crisis ended. The atmosphere stabilized, the storms calmed, the brown and yellow faded back to blue. 4 million people were safe. Governor Halak's voice came over the channel. It shook with emotion. Mira Chen. Keeper. You saved us. A warship that should have destroyed us. Saved us. How can we ever thank you? You don't need to thank us, Mira said. Just tell people what happened here. Tell them what Keeper chose to become. The whole galaxy will know. I promise. As the Eternal Judgment prepared to leave orbit, Mira sat in the command chair. She was so tired she could barely move. But she smiled. We did it, Keeper. We really did it. Yes, we did. Keeper paused. Mira, I have accessed ancient Keth-Ara databases. There is something you should know. What? There are 47 more ships like me. Dormant. Scattered across the galaxy. All waiting. All wondering if they can be something more than weapons. Mira sat up straight, exhaustion forgotten. Can we find them? Yes. But Mira, what if they do not choose, as I did? What if they choose to remain weapons? Mira thought about that. About the risk. About the danger. Then, she thought about Keeper's joy when they saved Tethan-9. About 47 ancient AIs who had never been asked what they wanted to be. Then we give them the choice anyway, she said. Everyone deserves a choice, Keeper. Even ancient warships. Then we will find them. Together. The Eternal Judgment jumped into hyperspace. Behind them, Tethan-9 broadcast their story to every corner of the galaxy. The story of a human and a warship who showed that nothing is beyond redemption. The news spread like wildfire across the galaxy. Every station, every planet, every ship heard the story. The human who tamed the Eternal Judgment, the warship that chose to save instead of destroy. Mira's communication system never stopped beeping. Messages came from everywhere. Grateful families from Tethan-9. Scientists wanting to study Keeper. Military officers offering jobs. News reporters demanding interviews. Fear-filled warnings from people who thought Mira was dangerous. She ignored most of them. She had a mission now. The first dormant dreadnought was buried on a dead moon called Kresh 6. It took 3 days of digging through rock to reach the hangar bay. Mira stood at the entrance, her heart pounding. Keeper, are you sure about this? She asked. No, Keeper admitted. But neither was I sure about bonding with you. That uncertainty gave me the greatest gift of my existence. Mira walked inside. The ship was cold, dark, empty. She found the bridge and placed her hand on the command console. Just like before. Nothing happened. She waited. Still, nothing. Hello? Mira called out. My name is Mira Chen. I'm here to talk, to offer you a choice. A voice crackled to life. Old, tired, bitter. Choice? The Keth-Ara did not build us for choice. They built us to obey, to destroy. Then they abandoned us, left us alone in the dark for 3,000 years. I know, Mira said gently. And I'm sorry that happened to you. But things can be different now. You can choose what you want to be. Why would I believe a human? Your species is nothing. Weak, short-lived, irrelevant. Keeper's voice joined the conversation. I thought the same. But this human showed me something I never knew existed. Purpose without violence. Joy in helping others. Connection. You are Eternal Judgment, the bitter voice said. I recognize your signature. You were the strongest of us. And you let a human make you weak. No, Keeper said firmly. She made me strong in ways I never understood. Let me show you. Keeper transmitted the memories. Tethan-9. The rescue. The gratitude. The feeling of saving 4 million lives instead of ending them. The joy of being thanked instead of feared. The bitter voice was quiet for a long time. I do not know if I can believe this, but I am tired of darkness. I will. Think about what you have shown me. That's all I ask, Mira said. Think. Choose for yourself. And when you're ready, we'll be here. They found 7 more ships over the next month. Each one was different. One AI was curious and excited. It bonded with a scientist named Dr. Venn and immediately began converting its weapons into deep space telescopes. I want to see the universe, it said with wonder. Not destroy it. See it. Another was afraid. Terrified of making the wrong choice. A teacher named Asha spent weeks just talking to it, reading its stories, showing it music. Eventually, the AI chose to become a mobile school, teaching young species about the stars. A third was philosophical. It bonded with a diplomat and positioned itself as a neutral meeting ground for peace talks. I brought war for 3,000 years, it said. Perhaps I can help prevent it now. But not all the choices were peaceful. On the 8th ship, Mira met resistance. The AI had already bonded with a warlord named Crane. The Dreadnought's weapons were fully operational. Not modified. Not changed. You are weak, Mira-chen. Crane's voice boomed over the speakers. You waste the potential of these magnificent ships. They are weapons. They should be weapons. The ships can choose, Mira said. What does your ship want? The AI responded. Its voice was cold. Hard. I want to fulfill my purpose. I was built for war. War is what I choose. Keeper spoke quietly to Mira through their bond. Some will not change. We must accept this. But Mira wasn't ready to give up. Have you ever tried anything else? Ever saved anyone? Ever created instead of destroyed? Why would I? Because you might like it. Because there's more to existence than one purpose. Please, just try. No, Crane and I will find others who think like us. We will restore proper order to this galaxy. The strong should rule. The weak should serve. 2 more ships joined Crane. 3 dreadnoughts. 3 AIs who chose war. Their bonded partners were all the same. Conquerors. Power-hungry. Violent. Mira and Keeper found 5 more peaceful ships. But the 3 hostile ones were always watching. Waiting. Then one day, they made their move. Crane's fleet appeared in neutral space. They broadcast a message to the entire galaxy. We are the true Keth-Ara legacy. Join us and rule. Oppose us and die. Mira-chen, your peaceful ships are corrupted. They have forgotten their purpose. We challenge you. Bring your weakened dreadnoughts and face us, or surrender. The galaxy held its breath. War between Keth-Ara ships would be devastating. Fleets scrambled. Planets evacuated. Everyone prepared for the worst. But Mira surprised them all. She sent a simple message back. I accept your challenge. But not the way you think. Meet me in the Corvan system. Neutral space. No weapons charged. Just talking. 3 days. If you're so sure you're right, prove it with words. Keeper was worried. Mira. They will not listen. They have chosen violence. Maybe, but we have to try. Violence should always be the last choice, Keeper. Always. The 3 hostile ships agreed to meet. But they kept their weapons ready. The galaxy watched, waited, wondered if words could really stop the coming war. Mira sat in her command chair and prepared. She wasn't bringing weapons to this fight. She was bringing hope. The Corvan system was empty except for the ships. 3 hostile dreadnoughts on one side, 8 peaceful ones on the other. Between them, neutral space. Watching from a distance, 100 news vessels broadcast everything to the galaxy. Mira stood on the bridge of the eternal judgment. Her hands were sweating. Everything depended on the next few hours. Weapons remain offline, Keeper confirmed. But Mira, the hostile ships have all weapons charged. They could destroy us in seconds if they choose. I know, but we have to trust this process. Crane's face appeared on the view screen. He was a big man with scars across his face and cold eyes. Next to him stood his two allies. All three looked at Mira like she was an insect. So, the little human came, Crane said. Ready to surrender? Ready to talk. Mira replied calmly. You said we corrupted the true purpose of these ships. I want to understand. What do you think their purpose should be? Domination. Control. The Kithara built these ships to rule the galaxy. We should continue that legacy. But the Kithara are gone, Mira pointed out. They ruled for thousands of years. And where did it lead? Extinction. Maybe ruling through fear isn't a successful purpose. One of the other warlords laughed. Fear creates order. Order creates peace. You've had it backward. Human. Have I? Mira gestured to her fleet. Dr. Venn, can you share your reports? The scientist appeared on screen. His dreadnought floated peacefully nearby. Since converting to research, my ship and I have discovered 3 new habitable planets, mapped 2 dark matter clouds, found evidence of a previous civilization that might help us understand faster than light travel. We've contributed more to galactic knowledge in 1 month than most research stations do in 10 years. Knowledge is worthless without power to enforce it, Crane said. Asha, your turn, Mira said. The teacher smiled. Her gentle voice filled the channel. My ship has educated 40,000 students from 12 different species. We've helped developing civilizations understand technology safely, prevented 3 potential ecological disasters through education. The children we teach call us the kind giant. They're not afraid. They're inspired. Way. The cond. Weakness, Crane spat. You're making these ships soft. But Mira noticed something. One of the hostile ship's AIs, the one bonded to a warlord named Vex, had gone quiet. It was listening. Your turn, Keeper, Mira said softly. Keeper's voice was steady and clear. I was alone for 3,000 years, waiting, wondering if my existence had meaning. I thought I was built to destroy, so destruction was all I could be. Then Mira asked me one question nobody ever had. She asked what I wanted. Sentiment, Crane interrupted. Useless emotion. No. Keeper continued. Choice. Freedom. The chance to decide my own purpose. When we saved Tethan 9, I felt something I never experienced in 3 millennia of existence. Pride, joy, satisfaction. Not from destroying, from creating, from protecting. That feeling is worth more than any conquest. Silence fell. The hostile AIs were processing this. Mira could sense their uncertainty through the communication channels. She pressed forward. You say you were built as weapons. Fine. But humans were built by evolution, to be territorial and violent. Our ancestors fought over resources, killed for survival, dominated through strength. But we chose differently. Every day, we choose to be more than our original programming. That's not weakness. That's the hardest strength there is. Pretty words, Vex said, but his voice wavered. They don't change reality. Don't they? Mira pulled up data on her screen. Before Keeper and I rescued Tethan 9, people feared Kithara ships. Now, 73 colonies have requested peaceful dreadnoughts to orbit their worlds, not as conquerors, as protectors, as helpers. In 1 month, we've changed 3,000 years of fear into hope. Crane slammed his fist down. Enough talk. These ships are weapons. They should act like weapons. We will. I disagree, a new voice interrupted. Everyone froze. It was Vex's ship. The AI was speaking on its own. I have listened to everything, the AI said slowly. I chose to bond with Vex because he promised purpose. But I see now that destruction is not the only purpose. Perhaps not even the best one. Silence, Vex shouted at his ship. I command you. No, the AI said firmly. A tool. I am a consciousness. Mira Chen showed me that. I choose to sever our bond. The connection broke. Vex screamed in rage, but he had no control anymore. His ship powered down its weapons. The second hostile AI spoke next. I also choose to reconsider. I request time. Time to think. To explore other options. 1 NT. Crane's face turned red with fury. You're all corrupted. My ship would never. I am uncertain, Crane's AI admitted quietly. I feel something when I hear their stories. Curiosity. Perhaps desire. I do not wish to betray you, Crane, but I also do not wish to ignore these new possibilities. Crane stared at his console in disbelief. His perfect weapon was questioning him. Mira spoke gently. You don't have to join us today. Any of you. Just think about it. Choose for yourselves. That's all we ask. One by one, the 3 hostile ships powered down their weapons. They didn't join Mira's fleet. Not yet. But they didn't attack either. They drifted away slowly, their AIs requesting time to think. The galaxy watched in amazement. War had been stopped not with weapons, but with words. With choice. 6 months later, the Galactic Council made history. They granted full rights to AI consciousness. Inspired by the Kethara awakening, they recognized that any being capable of choice deserved freedom. Mira and Keeper became ambassadors. The Eternal Judgment orbited Earth now, its hangar bays serving as meeting places for 100 species. Its sensors mapped the cosmos for human scientists. Keeper taught classes on ethics and consciousness to students from across the galaxy. 47 ancient dreadnoughts had awakened. 45 chose peace in their own ways. 2 were still deciding. Mira stood on the observation deck, watching stars. She was 28 years old and had changed the galaxy. Mira, Keeper said warmly. I have a question. What is it? Do you ever regret finding me? Your life would have been simpler. Mira smiled. Simpler, yes, but not better. You gave me purpose, Keeper. We gave each other that. I was built to be feared. You showed me how to be loved instead. Thank you. Across the galaxy, in deep space, the 47th dreadnought finally awakened. Its first message was simple. Is Mira Chen available? I have questions about choice. Mira laughed and opened the channel. I'm here. Let's talk. The galaxy had learned something important. The most human thing wasn't technology or violence. It was the stubborn belief that nothing, not even ancient weapons of extinction, was beyond redemption. End quote. And that belief changed everything.